The great writer Maya Angelou said, talent is like electricity. We don't understand it, but we feel it. Yes, we all have very powerful electricity. If that electricity is added up with some more coils and battery, we can charge the brain of students more effectively. That's why we are here for the 6-day faculty development program on strategic resilience and organization ability. A very good morning to all dignitaries, guests, and professors from various institutions with joy and exultation. Situation may become worse, but our learning should not become worse. So that only our Vallur College of Science and Management organized this 6-day faculty development program during this pandemic. I wholeheartedly welcome our chairman, Sri Singutwan, for the second day of faculty development program. Welcome, sir. If a good idea is not led by a good executive, the good will become worse. But here, all the good ideas become the best ideas because of our governing council member. I welcome Ms. Raghavi Singutwan, Governing Council Member, Vallur College of Science and Management, to this program. Welcome, ma'am. The best ideas need a leader to go for its way to reach the boundary. Here, I extend my warm welcome our leader, Dr. Vincent, Principal, Vallur College of Science and Management. Welcome, sir. I am glad to welcome our chief guest, Radiance of Knowledge, Dr. P. Devi Sakila, Principal, Sri Krishna College of Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Welcome, ma'am. I extend my cordial welcome to the heads of various departments, faculty members, and other college professors, research scholars, and students. Once again, I welcome you all for the second day of faculty development program. The successful person places more attention on doing the right thing rather than doing things right. The successful person places more attention on doing the right thing rather than doing things right. Today, we have a very successful resource person with us. I would like to invite Dr. Adilakshmi, IQAC Coordinator, Vallur College of Science and Management, to introduce our chief guest.
Honorable Chief Guest of today's session, respected Principal, beloved Governing Council Member Raghavi Ma'am, HODs, faculties, and my dear participants, good afternoon to all. I would like to enlighten my speech with a Tirkural, இதனை இதனால் இவன் முடிக்கும் என்றாய்ந்து அதனை அவன்கண் விடல். The particular Kural portrays the accomplishments of an individual being. Hard work is the foundation of all achievements, and no one ever succeeds without hard work. We have firm confidence that our distinguished speaker, with her excellence, skills, competencies, passion, and commitment to continuously improve the education system for the benefit of the students, will make a great fit for Sri Krishna institutions. To speak on this topic, quality upgradation and enhancement, there can be no more eminent speaker. It's none other than Dr. Mrs. Devi Sakila Ma'am, Principal, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. The quality in higher education is the biggest need of the hour, as our country is towards becoming education hub of the world. This session focuses its attention on the issue of the quality concerns in higher education and factors influence the quality of the education. My heartfelt greetings to our distinguished chief guests who have come to preside over the function and to deliver a special address on quality enhancement on higher educational institutions. My sincere gratitude and regards to Raghavi Madam contributing to the formation of the 6 days online FTP on strategic resilience and organization agility. I am pleased to welcome our principal who has given the complete structure of the program and acted as a driving force for implementing the 6-day special event. I welcome all HODs, faculties who are directly or indirectly helping to make this event a great success. And I welcome all the participants who are eagerly waiting to acquire a new knowledge and new skill through this seminar. At this juncture, it is a great pleasure for me to introduce our chief guest of honor, Dr. Devi Shakila ma'am. She completed her PhD in biochemistry and MBA. She is serving the education as a head of the department for 19 years and as a vice principal for 1 year. Currently heading as principal of Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. To her credit, the college has acquired a 29th rank in NIRF 2022 and 53rd rank in NIRF 2019 and 64th rank in NIRF 2018 in her leadership. She has evaluated the institution to the first position in Swachhata ranking 2018 at college level. She is currently guiding 400 professors and more than 8,000 students. The college has ranked top in India Today and Week magazine ranking. She paved the way to raise the institutional research funds through DBT Star College Scheme, UGC Paramarsh Scheme, ICSSR, CSIR, TNSCST, INSA United Board USA of about nearly rupees 100 lakhs. She organized 12 national seminars and conferences, 10 workshops, and several awareness programs and extension activities. She is editor for 2 books and 10 book chapters. She published more than 15 research articles, which is indexed in international and national journals. She visited many abroad universities: Clayton State University, Atlanta; Harvard University, Boston; Columbia University, New York; Concordia College, New York; University of the District Columbia, Washington. To her special credit, she served as the chairman, advisory committee, DBT Star College. She is also chief editor for the daily magazine named Beats. It's my privilege and honor to extend my warm welcome to you once again, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. The hallmark of successful people is that they are always stretching themselves to learn new things. The hallmark of successful people is that they are always stretching themselves to learn new things. In that way, we can understand through our introduction, our resource person is a very good learner. I profusely invite our resource person to share her learning with us.
So very good morning to everyone who is present here. And it's been indeed a great pleasure in joining you all in the Vallur College FDP program organized by very active governing council member, Raghavi. Raghavi ma'am spoke to me and she was so energetic. She's been following Sri Krishna for many times in wanting us to, give our best practices and to get associated with us. We are so happy that this Vallur College is striving to come up, striving to prove its excellence, striving to prove the quality. Special greetings and mention of greetings to Sengatuvan sir, who is the proprietor of the college, Raghavi Sengatuvan, the principal Vincent sir, the IQAC coordinator Dr. Adi Lakshmi, and the person who did the MOC also. Good morning to entire participants and the learned professors. Quality is a word which is being used by every person. Even if you go to a grocery shop, even if you go to a boutique or whatever you go, wherever you do, there will be a variation in prices. The one word which the seller uses is quality. The same thing is sold there with a lesser cost will be the complaint which a customer says to every shop. And the shopkeeper without fail says the same word, ma'am, the quality in that shop is different from the quality in this shop. Have anyone given a good definition for quality? There are so much of definitions given in the dictionary, in the encyclopedia, in the Wikipedia, and so many learned professors have given a lot of definitions about quality. But none of us has been succeeded in giving a proper definition for quality. I'm not going to give any definitions for quality. Quality will come only when a person commits themselves, gives their best. When anything is given to the best, the quality will come there. When you just low down your personality, when you low down your performance levels, to the most which you could do, but you are decreasing, it means definitely quality will not be there. So the quality will come out of hard work. The quality will come out of the best which a person or institution or an organization or an industry puts up. That is where and where is there the quality exists. Coming to quality and coming to other things, any education institution. Let's speak about education institutions. I'm coming from Sri Krishna Arts and Science College. I would like to thank our management for being putting me in this position and for having given us this kind of recognition for us to march towards the academic arena. And I also, with gratefulness, thank the management of Vallur College for having recognized us to come here. Coming to education institutions, anything, I would like to put up in one word. Udayar mun illar pol ekatrum kallar, kadayare kalladavar. Which means a person who wants to learn a lot should learn it from even a small girl, a tiny LKG student. If you have children at home, if you teach them the lessons, every day, if you teach them, you will definitely understand. There are so much which you have missed out learning. There are so many management concepts put in there. There are so many things which are there and which we have not learned. Udayarmun illarpol. A person who has more knowledge on one side and a person who has a lesser knowledge in various fields. Those person, though you have more of, we should not think that I am a principal, I am working as a professor, I'm here, I finished my PhD in business communications, I may finish my PhD in computer science and biochemistry, I know everything. No, we don't know anything. So when a person has more knowledge, it is nothing wrong in asking them, in getting knowledge from them and imbibing it. That is how we grow. Wherever we go, whomever we meet, every possible small things we learn from them. That small learning and simple learning will definitely help us one day, somehow, somewhere, it will definitely help us. So this Udayarmun illar pol ekatrum kattar kadayare kalladavar. If you're not doing that, then you are the person who are denying the learning. A person who will be known as learned person only if he is ready to learn from people who are not, from people who know things better than you. So nothing wrong in learning till your graveyard. Okay, see, now this COVID has come, graveyard may come anytime, any day, the day may end, the life may end, but we have to battle. COVID is a battle, we have to definitely fight against it and we have to win the war. Every day in which we are winning the war is the God's given gift for us. Every day we should prove ourselves, every day we should learn. Of course, education is a process of continuous learning. Unless we learn continuously, we'll be somewhere outdated. Instead, we should be updated. Shall I go to my presentation? Yeah. Quality enhancement in higher education institutions. That was a topic which was given to me. How are we going to enhance our quality? See, as I've been telling so much about the quality and all, the enhancement part is one thing which all of us should know. Of course, when an education institution is built up, for example, your Vallabhar College or any other college which is 10 years old or 20 years old, or 18 to 19 years old, you will definitely have a kind of quality. Everyone or every institution will definitely have a quality, but a quality attained at one stage will definitely be an outdated one when you look back, when days goes on, when years go on. So we have to keep on enhance our quality so that we are on par with the world. We are on par with the higher education institutions across the globe. So with that motive, I have designed my presentation, and let's have a more interactive session after this session. Okay, next. Yeah, I would like to place on my records my gratitude to our chairperson and managing trustee, Srimati Malavidi Madam, our guiding star, Dr. Sundaram, our CEO, our secretary Aditya, and sir, under whose guidance we are proceeding as head of the institution. I am taking the lead of Sri Krishna Arts and Science College. Next. Yes, how will you assure quality? Quality assurance starts from awareness. First of all, you should know what is it, where we are, where the other institutions are. The awareness part is very, very, very important. Keeping our eyes closed and proceeding on our own path is not good. The awareness, what things are going on outside, how is the industry growing, how are the markets outside, how are the other institutions proceeding, what UGC has given, what does the world education institution say. So that thing is very, very important. The awareness about the quality in education institutions is very important. Then after getting the awareness, it's the head of the institution's duty to completely imbibe and impart those awareness, the things which is got as a culture into the college, into the institution. The quality culture should be brought into the institution by imbibing into the curriculum, into the teaching learning practice, into the extracurricular activities, into the skill development programs, into the placement activities. In every part, whatever things you do, the quality culture should be present in the institution. Then coming to the enhancement, right? We've got the awareness, we've got the culture is imbibed, and how are we going to enhance it? See, once a SOP, a procedure is set up, it is not just you leave that procedure back. Okay, it is not you should not leave that procedure. You should always enhance it, keep update. Every 6 months you should revise. Of course, yes, the teachers and the people who are there will not be ready to face the changes. They will be liking to stay back in the old pattern. It's okay, but you should not rely on that. You should just enhance the quality every now and then. Then after enhancing, you'll definitely have an attainment. You attain a quality attainment. You should feel and you should sit back and relax and enjoy what you have attained. That is very important. The success only will give us a pat on our shoulders and will help us to motivate ourselves and march forward. So you have to, the quality attainment is what is that is what is the self motivation. After attainment, you should definitely go into the enhancement later. Sustenance. What is sustenance? You should not go down. The quality once attained should not be let down for any reasons. Last year the college nalla pannanga, இந்த year என்னமோ சரியா பண்றது. That should not be there. போன வருஷம் நல்லா இருந்தது, இந்த வருஷம் சரியில்லை. That kind of a thing. Last year super இருந்தது. That kind of an attitude should not be there for any institution for that matter. So sustenance is very important. Growth is mandatory, but at least sustenance should also be there. Ensure that the quality doesn't drop down. That is very important. Next. Okay. So if you look at the higher education scenario today, it is very important that the slide is big. Sheila, can you just minimize the screen size? Okay, thank you. There is an explosive increase in the higher education institutions and entrance. Earlier there were a few colleges here and there. For an education, a student should go to the nearby town to a hostel where he can stay and he can do his higher education. He should go to the metropolitan cities. But nowadays, every village, every city has lot of higher education institutions. The developed countries and the developing countries are expanding the higher education, the resources for the higher education to a greater extent. Yes, it is good that every student is getting an opportunity in his doorstep, but the competition, the competency has to be kept in the mind. And of course, the arrival of NEP, the new education policy, which is going to come up in 2020, which was given now, maybe due to COVID, it will come maybe in 6 to 7 months. When the NEP comes, you all know, I think I need not to say about it more, because NEP favors in multiple entry and multiple exit. Anytime any student can come into the college, finish a 6 months course or 1 year course, get a diploma or a degree or a certificate, and he can leave. Then he can come back after 3 years and continue his study. He need not study in the same institution. 1 degree he can do here, half the thing next in the other institution. There are so many things which NEP is going to bring. It is all about skill development. It is not going to be the conservative 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, coming to college, doing a semester exam, clearing the exams, waiting for the results, then going for a placement. It is not going to be conservative. It is going to be definitely an explosive. The NEP is going to definitely give a lot of change in the education scenario. Coming to the next, to the globalization of education. Earlier people who are going abroad and to study were very few. Like you can count the people who are going, but nowadays students with the handset in their hand, they're ready to watch the opportunities outside. They apply, they select, they go out. The parents are ready to get a loan and send them and study. So it is more about remote learning and mobile learning. And also need not go out. They need not also go to the other universities. Other education universities, online platform is always ready with them. They can do that kind of mobile learning or the online learning platform. So globalization is another thing which is a bloom in higher education now. And another thing is the ever increasing competition. Universities compete among themselves, colleges compete among themselves, self-financing colleges compete among themselves. So this competition in using the ICT, in using the online platform, in using the resources, in giving equal access to the students, it is increasing to a greater extent. And the higher education institution should keep in mind about the quality which they are providing. If at all they miss out the quality somewhere, then it will not be a good sign for improvement of that higher education institution. Next. Yes. How will you assure equality? Now I've been speaking about you have to keep quality, you have to maintain quality. Yes. How are we going to assure this quality? How do you assure quality? First thing, as I told you, is commitment. Commitment from the security till the principal. Everybody in the campus should be committed. The gardener should be committed to maintain the garden clean and neat. The security should have the commitment to be watchful on people who are entering the campus and who are going out. A steno should be committed. A principal should be committed. A faculty should be committed in completing the portions and making the students lively. for that matter, anybody, a librarian should be committed. So everybody in the campus should be committed. Then you can see quality will come on its way. No need of having SOP and giving advice. Nothing is needed. If everybody does their job with full commitment, that there itself quality will come. The next one, team building and teamwork. Yes, I am committed. You are committed. She's committed. But everyone is individually committed. And finally, nobody is doing a teamwork. When I work, there are places in which you have to do a teamwork. You all sit together and prepare a report for the NAC. You all sit together and prepare a work for a report for a aggregating body, for ranking bodies. So every time you have to work as a team. So the team building and teamwork, the coherence which is existing between the team is very important. Then planning the quality assurance activities. Yes, you have to plan. You should not just like that go. What are we going to do? For every academic year should be planned. Next academic year, what are we? Every month of May, every month of April should be a planning month for the next June. June to March should be completely planned. There will be some kind of ad hoc events coming. That doesn't matter. But 70% of the things should be planned. So all the activities should be planned with the mind in quality assurance. Then you should definitely have an institutional quality model. You should always say to the institution people, everybody who's working in the institution, that there should not be a flaw in the quality. You should never compromise on quality. The discipline of continuous improvement should be there, and willingness to adopt changes. That is very important, and a point which everyone should understand, because people never are prepared to adopt the changes. As I told you, changes are inevitable. Changes are inevitable. So there will be kind of changes, see, now itself, earlier we were telling do not use mobile phones, and we are asking students to use the mobile phones. Earlier we were telling that you should not, you don't stay inside, come out and play, and you should you do physical activities. Now you do physical activities, but stay home and do. So challenges and changes are coming every now and then. You should be able to adopt the change. Yes, it is the current changing scenario. I have to change. You should not sit back and grudge always. Why this change? See, that was so nice. Why should we change? It was nice only. No, why should we go for this change? No, this kind of attitude should not be there. When an institution head announces, or when somebody finds something new and announces a change, everyone should be ready to grasp those changes and adopt them. Then marching towards excellence through strategic planning. I told you, strategic planning is nothing but planning for next 3 years or next 5 years. Every strategic planning should be there you should have a vision. You should have a vision about what will be our institution in the next 5 years. What will be the education scenario in the next 3 years? So keeping that strategy, that vision in the mind, a strategic planning should be done. And of course, as I said, you have to meet the global changes, challenges. Challenges are inevitable. Challenges, you will not know what is there in the next page of the book unless you read the book. You take a story book, you sit, you read. Of course, somebody has a habit of going back to the last page and look into the abstract. When you go for a movie, somebody will see the trailer and get a picture of the movie. If somebody is reading a storybook, the last page of the book will definitely have an abstract in 5 to 6 lines about the entire stories. A lead line will be there. Even then, you will not know what is there in the next page of the book. Every moment is a challenge. You will not know whether the villain may change to a good person, the hero may change to a villain, or the heroine may change to somebody else. So we do not know. See, today we are giving a lecture, you're all listening. We do not know what is there tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a challenge where the COVID completely gets out of this whole country and the college will be starting, the exams will be conducted. Good news might come. We do not know. So challenges are there every day, and you have to expect the challenges. You should not be so much comfortably stayed in the normalcy that you will not be able to adapt to the challenges. So you should be there in the present, should be prepared for the future also. So that is what it should mean, that meet the global challenges. Next. Quality dimensions in higher education institutions. Yes, I'm going to concentrate on these things alone. With that, I'll be finishing. Only these things I'm going to tell about the quality dimension. What all dimensions you shall maintain the quality. I've been telling about what is the quality, how higher education institutions are facing kind of Challenges nowadays. How do you assure quality? I told you the characteristics of quality. Now, in what all area are we going to maintain quality? Number one, teaching and learning. Number two, I'll go one by one. Teaching and learning is the primary, the main agenda of any education institution. All others will take up only maybe 40%. 60% of any education institution should focus and concentrate only on teaching and learning. For any reason, do not allow your teachers to skip the classes and go for a meeting. Skip the classes and go for a and bring the students for to make them as an audience when some guest is coming. CC, bring the second BCom BA section because PA, we need people for when important guest has come, the auditorium is not filled. Can you please call the second BCom students? It will be a circular will be sent by the principal telling that you have tomorrow you'll be having a faculty meeting at 4 o'clock, at 2 o'clock. The teacher would be having a class with the third BSc students. The teacher will just say to the students, will call one student from the class and say, see ma, I have given this assignment. See, all of you all should sit here. And you should see that nobody speaks in the class. Complete silence should be maintained. When I'm coming, all the assignments should be completed. And I'll come now. Okay, I've got an important meeting with the principal. No, not at all. You should have the guts to go and tell to the principal obediently, sir or ma'am, I've got a class now. Shall I postpone that class? Shall I alter with someone? Or she's so sincere that she'll come and attend the meeting? If yes, I will do something else, sir. Then the principal will definitely have a second thought and think, oh, you have a class now. Fine, you finish the class and no principal will ask the faculty to skip the class and come. Not at all. Nobody, not only principal, any head will not ask the faculty to do that. So you can very well tell that. So that kind of a culture should be prevailing in the college. Every faculty or everybody who is doing their work should give preference for their work first. Then only you should go for other planning activities. So teaching, learning, continuous upgradation is very, very, very important. And upgradation, teaching, learning, always the same chalk and talk method, similar teaching teachers on one side, teacher-centric teaching will no more help. It should be more of student-centric teaching. The second one is curriculum upgradation. If you are an autonomous college, you should definitely go up with curriculum upgradation. If you are an affiliated college, you can definitely start with a lot of value-added programs. That is the certificates provided by the college itself, giving a lot of value-added programs in the last hour. Though you are affiliated to university, you are permitted to do that. So curriculum upgradation is very, very important. What is curriculum upgradation? You should look into the syllabus which is given by the higher institution, UGC, TANSHI, universities abroad, best universities, find out, fetch their syllabus, take our syllabus, sit and match for 10 minutes. You'll find where we are and where they are. Try to match it. Of course, you should always think about our geographical location, our students' mentality. Yes, our students are no way inferior to anybody. We can always bring them up by taking the syllabus. Put the syllabus heavy. That is what we will say. Don't put it lightly and make the students and the faculty feel lethargic. Put the syllabus very heavily so that the students' brains are very active. They can definitely grasp more. Don't give less and make them lazy. Give them more. Give them more. Dump them with more number of informations, more knowledge. They are getting a lot of information through the mobile, isn't it? And they are taking it all. Why not the subjects? Syllabus upgradation is the curriculum upgradation is very good, very important one, dimensioning quality. The next one is MOUs and professional tie-ups. Yes, it is a need of the hour that you should have a tie-up with some of the industries or with the institution. If it's a biological subject, you can have a tie-up with hospitals. If it's in commerce or something, you can have a tie-up with industries. Management subjects in some kind of management institutions. So professional tie-ups, it is not some X and Y local industry companies who are there selling some milk packets and all. You go, you have an MOU, put one student there and he gets some 10,000, 12,000 salary. That itself a big thing. No, don't ever degrade your quality. Put MOUs and professional tie-ups. That's what I said. Quality should be there in everything. MOUs and tie-ups professional tie-ups should be made with the best institutions, the best industries, the best MNCs, the best research laboratories, the best professional bodies, the best national bodies, so that having a tie-up with them itself will be an added quality for the students. And when they go for placements, it will be having an added benefit. Okay, the next one is industry driven. The curriculum should definitely be industry driven. There is a saying now from the industry people that when your students come out after completing BCom or after completing BSc or after completing your degrees, MSc, BSc, computer science or whatever it may be, when the industry is on one side, when the students come out from their academic portfolio on the other side, the industry demands are not met by the students. Industry demands are not met by the students, because the industry expects something and our students have studied and written examinations, finished everything and going with something else. It doesn't match at all. Then the industry has to give a 3 months training, which will suit the industry. Then only the boy is taken as an employee there. That 3 months, the industry finishes off what it expects. Why should we waste those 3 months by making a student to be working there without a payment, without as a trainer? Trainee, why should he be there? He should next day be there as an employee, isn't it? For that, we should impart those industry expected curriculum into our syllabus itself. So industry driven means there are a lot of industry coming up nowadays. TCS and Wipro, Infosys, so many industries are coming now to have a campus corporate programs. They will give frame the syllabus, they will give the curriculum, they'll give the content, they'll train our faculty will train and come and they'll teach here. So it is completely driven by the industry. No role played by the college nor the university, nobody. It is completely driven by the university industry. So that will help the students to get good placement. That is another quality. Then research is the major backbone of any higher education institution. The quality should be maintained, the research, by asking the faculty to publish in Scopus Index journals, by asking the faculty to write proposals. Not all proposals will be sanctioned, but okay, fine, they can write, they can appear, they can apply. 1 in 10 might be selected or sanctioned. Never lose hope. Now coming to placements, yes, we always say, think placement, think Krishna. That is the caption which I always use in my meetings. Think placement, think Krishna. It is a caption which is given to the entire Coimbatore city, and now everybody is thinking about that. So we should make sure that every student who comes into the campus gets placed, not in mobile recharge shop or some some kind of marketing. Having a two-wheeler, you'll get a job. No, not such kind of placements. It should be entirely given by a core companies, the companies which gives placements for your knowledge being tested, your core subjects being tested. If it's computer science, coding skills should be tested. If it's commerce, your accountancy and tally things should be tested. So placements should be given to the students. Again, the company should be of good quality. Next one, international collaborations. That will again improve your quality, isn't it? So when you have collaboration with foreign companies, foreign universities, definitely you'll have a kind of edge towards the education. The students will go there, they'll study here, they also go there, they'll get an American degree or any other countries. That collaboration will help in exchanging, student exchange, faculty exchange, etc. And then coming to extension activities, there is one word which comes as extension activities in every presentations, in every bodies and all. It is not as easy. Don't think it is an extension activity. I wanted to make it as a community activity, but I forgot. Community activity should not be called as extension activity. It should be community activities. Why community? Studying anything within the book, with the 2 covers of the book, in the 4 walls of the room, writing an exam, getting clear has no meaning when it is not applied to the community. People who need that education should be given by the people who are educated with us. So those extension activities or the community activities should be planned so much that the students are involved with the community and they come up with those extension activities. Also should be tied up with government agencies so that there also quality persists. So in all these dimensions, if a higher education institution is able to maintain the quality and project the quality, their institution will definitely be able to shine. As I told, these are the dimensions, but attainment and sustenance is entirely in the hands of everybody working in the institution, not with the HODs, not with the principals alone, not with the faculty alone. As I said, it should be there with the security, the gardener, the housekeeping people. Everybody should have a commitment towards the maintenance of the quality of the institution, and the entire thing should be governed by IQAC. I have given IQAC in the center. I'll tell more about IQAC in the later slides, but IQAC is the one which is going to drive all the dimensions of any higher education institutions. Next. Now, having said about the quality, I've completed my presentation. I'll just give you a gist of how on all these dimensions SKS, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, progresses. A small correction to the person who did Master of Ceremony and who introduced me. It is not Sri Krishna Arts and Science. It is not Sri Krishna College of Arts and Science. It is Sri Krishna Arts and Science College. That mistake everybody does. Thank you so much, and please correct it. Quality culture at SKC. Next. Coming to teaching and learning, I'll be telling on every dimension just 2 words. We follow the methodologies like My Classroom is a platform which we use where we entertain the students in giving them the knowledge 24/7. Google Classroom and My Classroom are the online platform portals where the 2 students are given education 24/7, where the teachers and students will be always, not only during this pandemic, I'm telling, it is not there, it is there for the past 10 years in Krishna Arts and Science College. And edutainment, snap talk, test scenarios, group discussions, smart boards. Every teaching takes place through smart boards, and we give a lot of seminars and conferences for the students, workshops and internships, summer internship programs, industrial exposure trainings and projects. So these are the various methodologies which maintains the quality of teaching learning. Okay, first dimension. We have not included chalk and talk. We do not have blackboard at all. It is completely quality based higher education standards which we maintain. Look, I'm not saying we are the best, but we are trying to maintain the quality. We are learning, as I told, we still learn. Wherever we go, we still learn. Next. Next dimension is the curriculum upgradation. We have implemented OBE around 8-9 years back, and we are marching. We are now one of the leading institutions for following this outcome-based education, right from framing the syllabus, conducting examinations, evaluations in the ICT tools and in the score sheet, exam sheets. The entire process, teaching learning, the entire process is governed by outcome-based education. So this outcome-based education is nothing. Everybody says that. Now we have framed our POs, PEOs, and COs, which meets to the demand of the globe as of now, and to the demand of the students' expectation. Both we have, and the industry expectation. All this, and to the entrepreneurship and placement needs of the students. All these things were put together, and we have framed the outcomes, and this outcome attainment also we have measured. Next. Thank you so much for all of them who are giving so much of comments. So the student outcome is measured based on the various skills like behavioral skill, knowledge skill, attitude skill, and problem solving skills. So it is not just giving marks, it is measuring the skills of the students. It is not like artificial intelligence, a boy has got 60 marks out of 100 marks. Real-time analysis in mathematics paper, or plant tissue culture, if a subject, English, he gets 85 marks. No, it is not. We are not measuring the student with the marks. We are measuring the students with skills. A student might have got 94 marks out of 100. Yes, good. But his skill, his problem solving skill, if you see, it will be just 25 or 30. A student would have got 32 marks. If you look at his behavioral skill, he'll be on 95 or 99 or something like that. So skills are very important. It is skill which is going to matter when he goes and faces the world outside. It is not the mark. When he goes out to the market, when he goes out to the bazaar, when he goes out to a railway station, to an airport or something, he doesn't carry his mark sheet and show to everyone that I've got so much of marks. No, it is the way he behaves, the attitude he has, the knowledge he has, and the problem solving skill. If something happens, how quickly he solves the problem and how quickly he manages the situation. That is very important. So that is what we are measuring. Next. Okay, this is a methodology which is used for measuring the outcome, which comes again the qualitative gradation. That is, we use the Bloom's taxonomy verbs, and we have a lot of map components where the assignments, everything is given marks. The continuous assessment, CAA, and the skill set, and the end semester examination. Everything is based on the Bloom taxonomy's words. Next. Next, third dimension is the MOUs and professional tie-ups. We have a lot of MOUs tied up with Logistics Skill Sector Council, Red Hat Labs, NIH, TCS, Bombay Stock Exchange, Tally Institute of Learning, and TCS Mumbai for BPS courses. Next. Other courses like IIT Kharagpur for making turn and NIPM social work, National Institute of Professional Management, IAS and bank coaching. Like we have ACCA by England and Wales for BCom A and of course Institution of Banking and Finance, parallel training and development, costume designing also, and ICAI. All these things are the various professional tie-ups which we do. Thank you so much, Keshika. Next. Industry-driven curriculum. There's the next dimension. See, as I told, we have this Oracle, which gives an Oracle certified training program for us. Infosys gives communicative English for all the students. TCS gives campus to corporate programs, and also it gives BSc Cognitive System as a degree program and BCom BPS as a degree program. And Logistics Skill Sector Council gives BBA Logistics. We also have BSc Animation given by Media and Entertainment Skill Sector Council. Next dimension is research. Yes, as I told you, the journals like Web of Sciences, SCI, Scopus Index, and Aegis listed journals and project proposals, they should be written to all these agencies. We make it as a compulsory. We are not succeeding it anyway. We are also on a fall, but we are trying to bring out the quality in research also. Next. Yeah, we have received a lot of grants. Next. Placements is the next agenda, like dimension. As I told you, the number of offers are always more than the number of students. See, for example, you can look at here, 2019-20, the number of offers were 2,575 offers. It was a record break. This is a record. Our record, we itself always maintain the placement offer, regarding placement offers. So 2,575 are the offers, but the number of students placed were just 2,377, which means one student has 2 or 3 offers in his hand, and he decides where to go based on the geographic location, based on the package, and he has his own. The youngsters, no, they have their own friend where he goes, he'll go. So all these things, it's his, completely his decision. So the placement offer, you can see a progressive increase in the placement because of the quality we maintain every time. Next. Now, this international collaborations is we have with the Concordia College, Clayton State University. Next. Yeah, this is in Atlanta. The students are studying there. Concordia College, New York. There we have 2+1 credit programs and all. Next. Yeah, these are the Concordia programs, the programs which we do here. Next. Texas A&M University. Also, we have that is in Dallas, USA. For PG students, we have this. Other universities which are in pipeline are University of District Columbia, George Washington University, Washington, Harvard University, Boston, Columbia University, and College of St. Mount Vincent University, where St. Vincent in New York. Next. So we had international conference at Clayton State University last year, this time. Next. Yeah. Coming to the next dimension are the extension activities. I'm not going to speak more about extension activities because all the extension activities, you should make sure that you have some collaborating agents like, with the government, like with the MGNCRE or SAP or NSS or NCC or kind of collaborating agents you should adopt the villages, and then only you should go for extension. It's not going somewhere always giving awareness about blood camp drive, or some rallies, voter awareness, all these things people do cleaning activities. Don't just name those activities, just have to have and connect it with some theme, connect it with some agencies. Next. Society inclusiveness is a very important, so much some of the glimpses they have given. Next. Campus life enrichment. There should be there for every student. This is very important. We have been speaking about all about institution. Have we ever spoke about the student's interest? See, the boy is spending his 3 years with us with the hope that the college will give him a lot of memories. After his sometime he should think back and enjoy his undergraduate program. So for that, we should give him a lot of programs like hands-on training, certification courses, alumni interactions, webinars, seminars, conferences, guest lectures, skill activities. So many we should provide. We should always remember the students. Students, they need some kind of for that we should not go for bringing some kind of people from media and doing all those things. That is not needed. But we can always think about the students' interest of this age. That also we should remember. Next. Yes, the entire program should be the entire college running in every procedure should be monitored and streamlined and tracked by IQAC. If at all you're having IQAC, please strengthen your IQAC. IQAC should have the best practices of having their own academic forms and procedures. That should be given to every department. Those academic forms and procedures should be maintained and they should be modified time to time and given by the IQAC, and that should be audited. Audited means there should be there are more number of audits like internal audit, external audit, environmental audit, water audit, energy audit. All these audits should be performed by the IQAC. The IQAC team should definitely be very, very active. Then documentation. Everything which you perform should be documented. Everything. Whatever activities you do, whatever programs you do, whatever upgradation you do, whatever things you do in the campus, everything should be documented. That is very, very important. That it should be done by IQAC. And all the data to be given to the academic bodies and societies, like it should be for the university or for TANSHI or for iShape portal or for UGC or for rankings, wherever there is a lot of data need RJD office, every time data will be asked through various means and means to us. So the data should be the same. No, there's always a problem with the institutions in giving the data. So if IQAC maintained good data with us, then it will be very easy for us to give the data. Next. Yeah, somebody has given us that I'm projecting my college. It is not like I wonder whether I should continue my slides or not. Anyway, let's finish it off in a fast rate. Next. So we've got some of the awards like 29th rank in NARF among 59,500 colleges across India. 15,000 colleges, we've got the 29th rank. Swachhata, we've got the first rank. Institution Swachhata ranking has given the first rank nationally. Next. NPTEL gives us a lot of online programs. So that also we've got a lot of certificates. Next. IIC Institution Innovation Council has given 5 stars, is 98.3 out of 100. Next. Other rankings like Week and India Today magazines have given us ranking for various departments. Next. Outlook magazine also gives us also. Fit India for the government program also gives. Next. So out of all this, we've been called to various places for recognitions. BK Birla College has recognized as one of the best academic colleges or best autonomous college and asked us to give presentation. Amit University New Delhi has asked us to give presentation for the Swatch ranking, and the principals conference also we've been given chance to present. Next. Yeah, with completing about it is what I've told is not about our college. It is about the quality assurance. I've given enough explanation in the previous slides how a quality should be, attained, and what are the dimensions in assuming all those things. I just took an example of our college and I just gave a very, very, very 10 minutes brief about our college. I've not gone deep into our institution. I just told this based on the request asked by the ma'am, Raghavi ma'am. I have told her, she actually asked me to give a best practice of Krishna. Then only I changed my title as in general. So I wanted to have a more general. Thank you. The one person who has commented, I would like to give him the reply. So stay safe and stay healthy. And you have to battle the COVID. All the best. I would like to conclude. It is a word which makes heaven hell and hell heaven. Any English teacher here? They can tell who said this. Any English professors here in the forum? It's the word which makes heaven hell and hell heaven. Yes, it was told by William Wordsworth. Okay, it is a word which makes, so it's the way you speak, the way you take, the way you take it up matters much. So I think we have made the hell of a situation now with the COVID battle. We have to make it heaven by people around us, by speaking with people, by improving our knowledge, by updating ourselves, and keeping up with the challenges, and by battling the COVID and winning it finally. Mucormycosis or COVID or whatever it may be. If we are immunized and if we are healthy, if we are vaccinated, nothing will attack us. We should be very safe, keep the family safe, stay with the near and dear ones. Also, do your works from home, work from home, satisfy that also, so that you'll be engaged always. Next. Thank you so much for patiently listening. If you have any doubts, now the session is open for discussion. I don't know if you have any doubts, anything you want to ask, you can ask. Thank you so much, Raj Kokila. Sajul. Redmi and who's that? Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon. Sure.
Ma'am, this is Suganti from
Yes.
Sharada Niketan College, Karur.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, this is a very nice session, ma'am. We got more information from your session. I have a doubt about that MOU with other institution. How we can proceed in detail explanation I'm expecting, ma'am, please.
MOU with what?
That is, we can give some collaboration. That is, we can take collaboration with other higher education institution, or it may be industry. Likewise.
Okay, if you want to have an industry link, you should have a contact with industry people. For example, Infosys or Wipro. You should always approach to the HRs. Through HRs, you should speak to the people who are in charge, and they'll be having Campus Connect programs. You should find the academic head there, and to them you should find, of course, through mails and contacts, you can definitely establish. They'll be very much prepared, but they want the numbers. Your students should definitely perform well. That is very much important. Before going for MOU, prepare your students. That is very important. And that is what industry expects. Even they also want the outcome. See, at the end of the day, everybody looks into outcome.
Yes.
You should remember that. They want their outcome. Their academic program should, come out well. No, so they need an outcome. So if you're all performing well, more and more industries will come in. You have to go knock, ma. Everywhere you should go and knock the door. Keep writing to them. Keep mailing to them. Then it will be, first you have to decide on which industry you're going for, which program. That clarity you should have. Just like that, you should not go and ask for MOU. MOU, I always say, signing an MOU is not at all needed. I would say that. Signing an MOU, there are so many industry people who come to a college and ask me, ma'am, we would like to go for an MOU. I'll ask them, why an MOU? What do you want? What is the purpose of this MOU? Why an MOU? He will go say somewhere telling that I have signed an MOU with Krishna. Why? An MOU should definitely have a clear and clarified, writing of the purpose. So out of this MOU, so many students will be trained on this program. Out of this MOU, so many students will be getting placed. Out of there should be some kind of written thing. That's the experiment for 1 year. If goes well, you can go for MOU. If not, we can anytime break. We can tell we'll no, sir, our students are not doing well. We'll do next time. Like that, you can say, and we can just like that go with somebody else. Why should you sign? And that is my question. Go with the agenda. Do the work. Then you go for.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. You're correct, ma'am. Thank you.
Very good. I appreciate you. You can also think about this in various areas. You'll get an idea. You've started to think. I think you'll succeed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Anybody has a doubt? Even if you can post your questions in the chat box. Thank you so much, Mohammed Rafi. Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation, ma'am. So we learned a lot of new innovative ideas. We're waiting to be practiced in our institution, ma'am. Can't wait for the institution to open. We'll start mailing and a lot of new things we have learned, ma'am. Surely implement an institution, ma'am. Thank you for your guidance.
Thank you.
So we'll formally wind up the session now, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. There are no other doubts. We can wind up.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you please tell me one more clarification, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in this situation, we are taking classes effectively, but the thing is, what are the things are needed to document in this pandemic situation?
Yeah. Good.
So offline means.
Yeah. Complete.
Yes, ma'am. Can you please tell me this? Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good that you asked this question. Your good name, please.
My name is Dr. R. Shuganti, IQAC coordinator in Sharada Niketan, Karur.
Very good. Very good. Excellent question, ma. We had gone for NAC last 6 months back, but pandemic prevailed 1 year back, no? So we faced the same difficulty. The same question arose in my mind. How are we going to have all these forms and procedure things in our thing when we are not in the college? We are not supposed to come, we are not take printout, we are not going to do everything. How are we going to maintain the thing? Then we thought we sat for 2 days and we discussed and we found out that COVID cannot stop learning. That was the caption which now that went viral. I don't know how many have seen that flyer everywhere. It was there. Last March itself we framed this. Now that has become the caption entire globe. Okay, COVID can't stop learning. Corona can't stop learning. That was I said. So COVID can't stop anything, even if it's online or offline. It cannot stop anything. So you create a Google Classroom for everything. For example, what kind of the forms? What all kind of forms you have, ma?
Ma'am, actually, we are taking the class through Google Classroom.
It's fine. Leave it.
Yes, ma'am, and we are recording the classroom audios or videos. And
okay.
Second, that link everything registered. Then what time they will be entered into the classroom, that is staff and students.
What documents you want to maintain? Can we tell me one document's name which you want to maintain? Which you were maintaining, you are unable to do now.
Actually, the basic thing is only recordings, ma'am.
No, recordings, classroom recording is okay, that you can do. And
then
attendance, for example. If it is regular class, you'll be having the attendance. But here, your Google Meet itself will have the attendance. Now you can just download it, or you can just extract that attendance in the Excel sheet and put it in a separate file and keep it.
Yes, ma'am. Using that only we are doing.
Similarly, any document which you want to do, you can create a separate Google Classroom for that and ask that if you have 10 departments in your college, ask the 10 departments HODs to send to this IQAC email. IQAC should have created a Google Classroom. In that Google Classroom, ask the 10 department HODs to send their forms on, for example, lesson plan, or forms on attendance, forms on internal marks. So whatever you want, you just have a folder and ask them to send to that folder to Google Classroom. So you'll have everything in one slot. When you go to college, you can take a printout later.
Yes,
if not, you'll have it in the mail, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't ever think, the IQAC coordinator should always keep in mind, don't ever postpone anything because it's COVID.
Yes,
don't ever postpone anything because it's COVID or because it's online. Let the college resume, we will do. Let the college start, then we can do. Such kind of an attitude should not be there. For anything for that matter, not only for IQAC, for teaching, learning, evaluation, anything and everything could be done through online. Whatever we did offline, you should be able to creatively plan and do things online.
Yes, correct.
One day you turn back and see. That time, you will 2 years would have passed because of this COVID, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Then you won't have any data. Where will we go? The teacher might have been shifted to some other college. The students will not be with us. Where will we go for data? It's very difficult. So plan now itself and start collecting the data. That is very important.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am. I am satisfied with your answer. Thank you so much.
Right.
And I'm very happy to say this. I have worked in Sri Krishna institution, Sri Krishna Aditya, last
Oh,
6 months.
oh,
So
good,
I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much.
good, good.
Ma'am, very good morning. This is Dr. Nagadeepa.
Yeah.
Your presentation is very nice and very clear. Very clearly, you have explained your thoughts. And I have a question. That is, you have mentioned that chalk and talk method we are not at all using. Completely 100% ICT we are using in our campus, like this you have told. Whether it is possible for accounts paper and mathematics paper, ma'am?
Yeah. We have Active Inspira software installed in this.
Okay.
So there you can use the pen and write, that will be recorded.
Active Inspira.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other doubts?
Ma'am, questions are posted in chat box also. Could you
Can you
please?
read those? I think somebody could read it. I can answer.
It's, do you think that aggregation and the quality assurance activities will enhance the quality in education? That was the question by Mr. Bitto Benny.
Do you think?
Do you think that aggregation and quality assurance activities will enhance the quality in education?
Yes, 100%. 100% will enhance the education. You might think education is just teaching in the classroom, delivering the subject. It is not. Not only that. It is, of course, yes. Not only that. When you go for accreditation, there is somebody governing you. Somebody who is pushing you. So you will concentrate on all areas and improve yourself just to get accredited, you know. So you look at every institution, they will be having this accreditation coming every 5 years. See, when NEP comes, we are going to get, every department is going to get accredited. All of us should be prepared for that. But anyway, so now when this, because of accreditation, at least we'll be driving ourselves and be introducing new curriculum, new syllabus, new industry-driven programs, new certificate programs, new online programs. We'll be thinking about so many, and all these programs thought in our mind will be applied to whom? It is for the students. The end users are students. And students will be learning all those things. And he will be updated. If not, the same syllabus given by the university will be taught. The same examination system will be going on. He will be writing, taking the question bank from the previous years, learning those questions, writing the examinations, getting cleared, and he will be going away. He might do good later, we don't know. But if we give a lot of inputs, he will be competent enough in this market, no competitive market which he goes and faces. So to prepare him to face this world, we have to definitely be very much updated. For us to be updated, somebody should drive us. That is the nature of the Indians. We ourselves will never do that. Somebody should be always backing us. So that is done with these accreditation agencies. So to satisfy those parameters, we'll definitely push ourselves. So when we push, we will apply it to the students. So definitely both of them has got another one, accreditation, another one. Two things you said, no? Both will definitely help in education.
And quality assurance activities.
Yes, quality assurance activity. All these are quality assurance activities. Teaching, learning, curriculum improvement, industry driven MOUs, placements, record, research, everything's quality assurance dimensions. So everything will definitely improve the students' education.
One more question from Mr. Gopinath. Being an affiliated institution, shall we do department MOUs with abroad universities? And also student exchange programs are possible.
Yeah, if that you should discuss with your parent university. You belong to which university? I don't know. You have to definitely speak to your parent university. But you can have international collaborations where you cannot go for 2+1 or 2+2 credit transfer programs being an affiliated institution. That you can't do. Year transfer programs, but you can always have summer training programs. Though, for example, if you are planning to do a collaboration with a kind of any university, Harvard University for that matter, the Harvard University professors could be invited to your college to give some add-on certificate programs for which they'll be charging, a student should be ready to pay. And that kind of a tie-up you can have because you're an affiliated university or college to some university. If you're an autonomous, you have all freedom. Since you're affiliated, you cannot imbibe into the curriculum or into the examination pattern or as a course, but you can always have a value-added program. Given the certificate is given by you and that foreign university. That will be used for NANAC. It gives a lot of weightage for that. That way you can do.
Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Nietzsche says the essence of all beautiful art, all great art is gratitude. I would like to invite Mr. Selvaraj, Head of MBA Department, to give vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. I consider it a privilege to propose vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have witnessed a memorable and successful event. Today, my words are not enough to express their gratitude on behalf of the Valluvar family. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. P. Baby Sagila, the principal, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, for her valuable address on quality enhancement in higher education institution. Thank you, ma'am. I must mention special thanks to our management and principal for their valuable guidance and moral support. I thank all the organizers and support team for their cooperation and hard work. Last but not least, I thank all the participants showing their interest in this program. Once again, I thank all who have assembled here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.